Welcome back to Studio 701. Now, Thanksgiving is less than a week away.
And so is Black Friday, the biggest shopping day of the year.
But whether you plan to shop in stores, online, or otherwise, we want to make sure you don't get ripped off.
To help with that, Brooke Johnson is joining us now live in the studio. Hi, Brooke.
Morning,
Hi.
Brooke.
Good morning.
Now, Brooke, you're a financial services representative and branch manager with Capital Credit Union, but I have to ask, when do you normally start your holiday shopping?
We talked about this last week. My goal is to start earlier, but I'm a procrastinator, so.
As we all are. We've all realized it's like our goal is to do this, and then we're like December 24th usually.
We're going to keep on you. Next week, I'm going to ask you the same thing. When do you start? Have you started yet?
When do you start? Yeah.
I'm going to have to take next week off. You guys are probably getting tired of seeing me.
That's right. No, we're not. Never get tired of seeing you, because I love talking about shopping, and this is important stuff when you shop a lot. So you've brought some tips or things for us to watch out for on Black Friday, Small Saturdays, Cyber Monday, no matter when you do your shopping. So let's go through those tips right now, starting with, I think it was store credit cards that you had first.
Yes, so store cards, you know, you hear sometimes they're not all bad. You know, it just kind of depends. You just need to, with any credit card, you need to use it responsibly is the biggest thing. With those cards, they can get you a really good deal. So that's something to keep in mind. However, if you are planning to use them, make sure you also have a plan to either pay them down or pay them off right away. One thing that you're probably not thinking about when they're offering that to you in the store with an extra 25% off is that the interest rate can be up to 30% on those. So you're probably, you know, if you're using a store card versus another credit card, you would probably be getting a better interest rate with your local financials credit card that they're offering you than you would potentially if you were using those big brand store cards. Another thing to keep in mind is that while you can get a good deal, they can negatively affect your credit as well. So really make sure that it's worth it when you are using them. If you use too much of that credit capacity, it'll take some points off of your credit score. So that's one thing to think of with the credit capacity. Maybe you go into Best Buy, you're going to buy a new TV, and they offer you that store card. Well, your TV is a $900 TV, and the limit that they gave you with the card they just pre-approved you for is $1,000 total. So right there, you're automatically using 90% of that credit capacity, and that could take 90 points off of your credit score immediately. So just make sure if that's what we're doing, that's great, but make sure we're paying it off right away or have a plan to pay it down so that it doesn't negatively affect you and prevent you from maybe having other opportunities for credit. The other thing too is maybe you have your Capital Credit Union Visa with a $10,000 limit. You just want to make sure you're keeping that balance at 30% or less. Big thing in the holidays, beware of fraud, and honestly, always beware of fraud, but it's especially common right now. Make sure you keep your card in your possession. Be checking your statements and your transactions regularly to make sure that there's not any suspicious activity on those. If you don't have an online account, honestly, I'd get that set up right away so that you can check those transactions more regularly than when those statements actually come, because by that point it could be a month old. And then make sure when you're shopping on websites that the websites that you're shopping on, make sure they're legit. And lastly, this one comes from Dustin and myself. Remember who you're shopping for. I am huge on, like, when I'm shopping for my girlfriends, I want one for them and I want one for me as well. That can really get you off the budget. So make sure you just stick to that plan of who we're supposed to be shopping for.
Yeah, I fall victim to that many times too, Brooke, so I completely understand that. Interesting stuff.
I thought they were fantastic tips, and the one tip that I really want to hit on is credit capacity. As you had mentioned, other credit opportunities such as buying a car, buying a house, getting another credit card, you know, something like that could really adversely be affected if you take out, say, the $1,000 Best Buy card and spend $900 on it.
Right.
Sometimes I wonder, you know, if I have a question about this stuff, and, you know, sometimes you're almost embarrassed to ask. That's where you come in, right, Brooke?
Yes.
Talk to me about that. Like, if I'm like, okay, I need to talk to you about some credit card stuff.
So I am actually a financial counselor as well. So really, that's where I thrive and love my job the most. I am here to talk through whatever situation it is you're going through. I have plenty of members who will call me and run by their ideas of like, this is what I'm going through now, and I can help them. You know, maybe they have been in a credit card situation and we've done some debt consolidation to get their payments, save them on interest, you know, work things out to make it easier for them to get out of that situation. But then also just talk through like how that situation could affect their financial picture later, improve it.
Right.
Awesome. Well, Brooke, thank you so much for being here. Fantastic tips and pointers. I really do appreciate it. This has been Ways to Save, Ways to Spend. For more information, you can contact Brooke or any of the financial experts at capcu.org.
All right, and coming up next, we do want